joining us. Today we have the wonderful Elizabeth Azeizat, professional mindset coach. Hi, Liz.
Hey, Latricia, how are you?
I'm good. She's a mindset coach as well as the founder of In One Piece Coaching. So, Liz, you always have great insight. So we're so happy to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice to be here again.
Before we dive into that, could you just tell the choir what is procrastination?
Yeah, I mean, procrastination is essentially it is that mental resistance. It's this delay in doing something, and usually it's associated with this instant gratification that we have as humans. And the delay is because we don't think we're going to feel that instant gratification right away. And we procrastinate until it gets closer to that deadline, usually, right? In the case of like work, or, for those of us that are, remember it from school, or those of us that are still in school, the closer you get to the deadline, the reward gets closer. So then you feel like you get this like energy, right? I work so much better under pressure is what we usually hear procrastination kind of aligned with, right? We say, oh yeah, I procrastinate because I work better under pressure, or but I work under pressure and I work better under pressure.
So for those people, would procrastination be considered a problem, or is it just a way of life?
Well, I mean, I would ask them, like, what do you feel leading up to it?
Stress.
And
stress, stress, anxiety.
And what does that do for you? And does that feel like a benefit? And, so yeah, there's again that mindset, right? If it's working for us, quote unquote, we keep it. We continue to do it.
No matter how harmful it is to our mental and physical well-being.
Yeah, because we've associated with this benefit, this like gratification of doing it like at the last minute, or that, what you're actually feeling is relief. It's not necessarily satisfaction, right? But,
and you can't even do it. You have to ask yourself, am I really doing my best job under pressure?
Yes, yeah, because as people, right, there's really only a few hours throughout the day where we have the energy and the mental stamina to really focus on a task or focus on a goal or commit, right, to something, that focus time. So it's not always about, getting something done per se, and I think that's a society thing that we feel we have to finish something, but it's about maximizing, making.
So it's not about the checklist?
No. Right. So if you say, like, at the gym, I have to do this, I have to run this much, I have to spend this much time, not doing it weighs more for you than what you've actually been able to do. And right, and that motivation is tied to that feeling that you have. So if you're feeling like you haven't accomplished what you wanted to do, even though you've accomplished something, chances are you'll procrastinate the next time at doing it, even though you still showed up. So yeah.
So you're saying celebrate the small wins.
100%, right? And that goes to the next thing I was going to say about procrastination is the starting piece, right? That's what we're delaying. And it's usually those first couple of minutes of something where we see the most mental resistance. Right? So it's that, like, the first, like, if you're on a jog, right? It's like that first few minutes where you're still like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
I'll do it later.
I could just stop right here, right? Or really anything. Even if you're cooking something, in the first couple minutes you're like, oh, I just want to like order in, right? And it's those first couple of minutes when you get past those, is that you realize, oh, I'm actually doing it. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Oh, I'm closer than where I started.
Yeah, Liz, you're kind of jumping the gun for a certain type of person. What about those of us who procrastinate and it's like we don't start we're just like, oh my gosh, we're just so busy. We're too busy to even think about starting that. And that's why we procrastinate.
Yeah,
Or
it sounds,
yeah,
yeah.
and also those of us who are just like, we're all over the place. It's like we want to start that, but then we get distracted by that, and that.
Yeah, I mean, you said a bunch of keywords, right? Like the distraction part. So you end up doing something else, and yet it doesn't feel as productive as it would have if you were to do what you wanted to do. And then the overwhelming is what I'm hearing, right? When you say, oh, I just don't have the time. So what I would then ask you is, well, how much time do you have in the day?
I don't have a lot. I have to do this. It's a go, 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 go world, Liz.
Yeah. So what in your task that you want to do, or what in whatever you want to accomplish, that first step, how can we break that down even more to maybe just 2 minutes that day? Okay, so it's celebrating the small. So it's really keeping that promise to yourself that's going to help your mindset and help your relationship towards that task.
See, that's why you're the professional mindset coach.
Well, I mean, I'm just here to say it's never as like surface as it seems.
Got to break it down, go beneath.
Break it down even more. You know, it's that I don't have the time. So yeah, let's validate that. You know, absolutely, you're busy. So let's break it down even more. Like this step doesn't work for you. So what step does?
I like that. You don't have to look at tackling the whole thing at once. Piece by
Absolutely not. Not even that first step you have to tackle at once. You can break down that first step into things that feel more possible to you, because then that's going to help you feel more motivated. It's going to help your confidence.
It's going to encourage you to keep going.
I love that. Yeah, keyword, right? And we all know like people can cheer us on and everything, but it's that encouragement from ourselves. That's where the longevity is in. That's where the long-term change happens, where you might not hesitate as much as you used to start something, because you know now I can start anywhere I want. I can define that in any way I want.
Yes. And Liz, what would you say to the type of procrastinator who they're at home, you know, and, you know, they take a nap. Next thing you know, half the day is gone. Next thing you know, 2 minutes later, the whole day is gone. And they're like, well, I wasted my whole day. Like, I might as well not do it. What do you say to those people?
I would say let's work on changing how you talk to yourself. You know, again, this is a long game. This is not something that changes overnight. What you can start to do is have that compassion with yourself, because the more compassion you have with yourself, guess what? When you wake up tomorrow, you are more likely to maybe do it, as opposed to telling yourself like, I failed today. I can't believe I wasted the whole day. Like, you're going to beat yourself up. That your mind is now fearing that negative talk. So instead of trying and failing, it's going to avoid it. It's going to actually procrastinate because it doesn't want to hear you. It doesn't want to hear that negative talk. It thinks avoiding the task is altogether, right? Forgetting about it until next year, saying, oh, I'm just going to start next year. It's going to help avoid that negative talk. So talk to yourself nicely and see what happens the next day.
Talk to yourself nicely. And also, maybe you really just need to rest that day.
Listen to, right? Like, talk to yourself nicely. Like, what did I gain from this? I feel better. I feel more prepared for tomorrow. Maybe that's what you end up saying.
Yeah. Resting could make you more productive, right? So allow yourself to do that.
Another talk for you. Another talk for Tribe to Village, right? The power of rest when it comes to motivation is huge, right? Resetting yourself. Absolutely.
Yes, you are allowed to rest, period.
Period. It's not because of anything or for anything, period.
So Liz, how do we, let's talk about accountability then. We talk about us procrastinating. How can we stop that?
It's really making that one promise to yourself every day. Maybe if working out 4 times a week isn't that promise you can make to yourself, what is? Maybe it's standing every hour. And that's how you start, right? It's again asking, how can I start? If this feels too big, too overwhelming, if this feels like it's going to take up too much of my time, then what feels good for you? It's okay to pivot. If anything we've learned these last 2 years is that we are a resilient species. And right, we are flexible, and we can alter things in our life to keep going. And it doesn't have to be forced upon us. It could be because it's something you want. So, right, it's asking myself, well, if the main goal of working out is to feel good, what are other things I can do to feel good to start?
So I don't have to go to the gym 10 times a week.
To feel good.
Yeah.
If you want to clean your whole house, the point is maybe you want to feel like your space, right, can allow you more creativity. Well, then, okay, how can I do that with my desk? Maybe starting small, but not losing sight of the bigger feeling that you want to achieve.
We can have a task that we have to do, and it's like, okay, for example, I need to type up something. So here I am typing it up. Bing, my phone goes off. Oh, let me check this notification real quick.
Right. And that's
hello?
instant gratification. So after you hang up or after you stop checking, your brain is still like, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, your brain is still firing everywhere except for the task that you're supposed to complete.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it is important, like even to maybe set timers sometimes,
And then the next thing you know, you completed whatever it was that you were trying to avoid.
You're already in it, right? You've already started, and it doesn't even feel like it because you've you fit it to your life. Changing your entire life around for one thing feels a lot more overwhelming than adding something into your life.
I never thought of it like that. Yeah, so just to summarize from our talk, what I've learned from you is some actionable steps to take towards combating procrastination is to break the task down into simpler steps. Just start. No, just start and then keep going. Take that first step of starting. Give yourself some grace. You might fall off the wagon, but you know what? Love yourself as you're falling off. Love yourself when you're off, and love yourself as you're going back on. Give yourself some grace, and ask yourself, what am I gaining from this? And then take it from there.
Bingo. I love that. Yes, especially because we always think about what we're losing, even when we're making goals and what we want to do. So yes, I love that last part. Thank you. That was a beautiful summary.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you for your insight. We appreciate you so much, and we can't wait to have you on again.
Thank you so much, Latricia. I appreciate you and this space. Thank you.
And thank you all for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and just let us know, how do you overcome your procrastination in 2022 and beyond. So let's continue to elevate and grow together. Until next time, bye.